Hey everyone, it's Tom here with thisonlineworld.com. Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. So it goes without saying that 2022 has been a pretty tough financial year for the market and a lot of people. For example, in the United States, consumer savings are pretty much at all-time lows. Consumer debt is also at all-time highs. And if you've been to the grocery store or gas station, you'll know that inflation and prices for everyday goods are still painfully high. Now, I don't want to start off a video being all doom and gloom, but the reality is that 2023 is around the corner / already here if you're watching this video a bit later. And there's still a bit of pain on the way. I mean, some economists think that a recession in 2023 is pretty likely, so there might be a bit of a tough road ahead before we see improvements. But I think this really means it's important for people to take action now instead of waiting for things to just magically get better. So in this video, I'm covering 5 key steps you can take to prepare your finances for 2023 and to get ahead of the curve on what might be coming our way. Let's get to it. All right, so the first step in preparing your finances for 2023 and beyond is really just to conduct a sort of audit of your spending and to go through the last few months of your spending and to really get a detailed breakdown of where your money is going. And conducting this kind of financial audit or looking into your spending patterns is really important because if you don't know where your money is going, it's hard to spot trends or potential areas of overspending that you can dial back on to keep more of your money in your bank account. So my suggestion is just to look through your previous bank account statements over the last couple of months, like 3 to 6 months, let's say, and start categorizing expenditures on things like food, rent, utility, subscriptions, car payments, and entertainment. And this can be really simple. You can do this on a sheet of paper. You can get your phone and download a free budgeting app like Mint if you want. You can use a spreadsheet like Excel on your computer. Just start tracking those different expenses and categorizing them so you know how much you're spending on food every month, or rent, or your utilities, or car payments, and things like that. And so once you have an actual understanding of where your money is going every month, it's time for step 2 in this 5-step plan on getting your finances ready for 2023. And that step is to begin trimming costs. So again, once you go through this 3 to 6 month kind of time period of your previous expenses, it's time to start playing a bit of whack-a-mole and to start trimming some costs in your budget. So for me personally, my areas of overspending are typically on things like entertainment or maybe travel expenses or eating out, sometimes alcohol. And so I know myself because I've looked through some previous bank statements, I know my spending patterns. So if I'm starting to spend a little bit too much every month, I think, oh, it's probably entertainment, it's probably eating out, and I can dial those back a little bit. But spending patterns can be very different for everyone. So maybe your vice is getting a bit of clothing every single month, or maybe you're spending a lot on alcohol, or maybe you're buying beauty products every month. But you can start to kind of see these maybe spending patterns that you might be able to trim back on a little bit if you want to save more money. And again, there are lots of tricks out there. Maybe you could cancel some subscriptions you're not using too regularly, or switch to a cheaper phone plan, or switch to a cheaper internet plan, or cut cable if you're currently paying for cable. Again, lots of ways you can trim costs, but you have to have an understanding of where your money's going before you can start dialing back some of your expenses. And just one really quick tip here, I don't ever recommend skimping on things that improve your health. So I don't recommend canceling a gym membership or buying way cheaper food that's really unhealthy for you to try and save some money every month. I think your health is more important than putting, your money in budget first. So again, keep the gym membership, make sure you're putting good food in your body or what you can afford to put in your body, and don't skimp on those areas. All right, and the third step I think can really help prepare your finances for the new year is to start some type of side hustle. And we were just talking about 2 steps that are kind of like playing financial defense, whereas this one is more of playing financial offense. So helping people make more money instead of, saving more money every month. And I really believe everyone should have some secondary source of income to their main job. And this could be an investment portfolio or a real estate rental or an online business. And that is really just to help you diversify your income in case something happens to your main income source. Granted, if you're still getting your finances together or you're younger like me, it's not exactly easy to go out and buy a rental unit or to have a really massive dividend income portfolio or something like that. However, I think even a very small side hustle can really make a massive difference in someone's finances, even if it's only making, 50, 100, 200 extra dollars per month. And so let's say you start delivering for DoorDash as an example, and you're making about $15 per hour on average. If you work 33 hours in a month, that's an extra $500 per month. That's $6,000 per year in extra income. Now let's factor in some gas costs and taxes and say you're making about $4,000 or $5,000 at the end of the day from that original $6,000 payday from your DoorDash side hustle. Now that's a lot of extra income per year. And again, it's not a glamorous side hustle. It's nothing too exciting, but if you can put in a bit of extra time with a side hustle like DoorDash or Uber Eats or Instacart, you can make some decent side money and that can really help cover expenses throughout the year. There's plenty of other ideas as well. You can maybe work for Rover. You can use survey sites on the side. You can maybe start flipping things from flea markets or, even just throw a garage sale and get rid of some of your stuff. There's lots of ways to kind of make some extra money on the side, and even a little bit can count and really help cover expenses and kind of pad your savings a little bit. Now, I have a massive side hustle list and guide on thisonlineworld.com, so I'm going to link that down below as well if you want to check that out for 75 plus side hustle ideas you can start in 2023. All right, and the fourth step I think can really help someone's finances in 2023 and beyond is to learn some sort of high value skill. Now, a small side hustle like working for a delivery app or using survey sites or something like that can help people chip away at debt or make a little bit of extra money, but I think in the long run, learning some kind of very high value skill that you can sell for more money is what can be very impactful for your finances. So for me personally, this was freelance writing and blogging. I spent a lot of time blogging. I spent a lot of time learning about freelance writing. And even though it took a few years, blogging and freelance writing are now my two main income sources, and it let me quit my day job and it helped me make a lot more money than I was making when I first graduated school. And the internet really has so much content for free, so you don't have to pay for expensive courses or go to school necessarily to learn new skills these days. I mean, you can go on a website like Udemy and learn coding or graphic design, data entry and Excel work, video editing, how to be a virtual assistant. You can learn unique programming languages. I mean, you can even just go on the internet and learn skills like how to write a better resume. And that can make a massive difference when applying to new jobs and higher paying jobs and really help you accelerate your wealth building process as you get older. All right, and the fifth and final step in preparing your finances for 2023 is to start building an emergency fund if you don't already have one. So like the name suggests, an emergency fund is basically a fund that is there to cover emergencies. So if your car breaks down or you start falling behind on rent, or if your water heater breaks, you want to have some money on the side that you can use to fix those emergencies, so you're not turning to your credit card or really expensive, painful options like, payday loans or something like that. And so a lot of financial experts recommend having 3 to 6 months of your expenses saved up in a high yield savings account or somewhere you can access it for your emergency fund. And so 3 to 6 months of your living expenses is no small feat. Saving that up can take a lot of time, but it's important to start chipping away at that goal, especially if you don't have any emergency fund right now, because again, it's that fund that will keep you from turning to more expensive options like a credit card or a loan if you have an emergency. Even putting away $50 or $25 from a paycheck or every month can make a difference in the long run. So the fifth and final step, it sounds boring, but it's definitely important, and that is to build an emergency fund so you're prepared in case some bad luck happens. All right guys, so that does it for my 5 tips on how you can better prepare your finances for 2023 and try to get ahead of any painful economic events that might be on the way. Again, the future might look a little bit scary, and I know there's some forecasts out there that aren't that great. Some are more positive, some are quite negative, but I think regardless of what happens, being prepared and having some sort of game plan is a lot better than having no game plan whatsoever. And again, even small steps can really add up quickly, so don't think making $50 or $100 per month extra in some kind of side hustle isn't a big deal, or don't think, oh, I trimmed my my grocery bill and my entertainment spending by $100 this month. Like, those really small wins can stack up over time and help improve your finances dramatically in the long run, especially if you do them consistently. Anyways, guys, that does it for my 5 tips and a couple of tricks you can use to maybe get your finances on track for the new year. If there's an idea I missed or there's one you really like, I'd also love to hear about that down below so other people can chat about it. And again, I'm going to be linking that side hustle guide down below you can check out if you want some ideas for how to make more money in the new year. That's really all for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, don't forget to check out thisonlineworld.com for more unique ways to make and save money. I'll catch you guys in the next one.